So what happens when the Flying Monkeys script breaks down and they don't know what to say? Well, then they just go into childish back and forth and they don't know what the heck they're talking about. And they desperately try to piece together some argument to make you think what they want you to think, to control you, to get you to react. Remember, the whole thing is to get you to react the way they want you to react, to show that they have control over you and that you do not have control over yourself. A lot of what's happened with me with the gaslighting was essentially the people will come out and they'll basically drop enough clues that I figure out that they're from my former employer. And then what they do is they try and walk it back with these crazy stories. And pretty much every one of the people, every one of the Flying Monkeys that I've had on my comment sections of my videos on YouTube have all been either the same person or they're being told what to say by the same person. How do I know this? Because they all say the same crap. Okay, the same crap is, they either basically make fun of my martial arts abilities, which they have no way of knowing, or they attack me personally, call me fat, call me pudgy, call me stupid, call me this, call me that. But it's in the wordings they use. The wordings are almost always the same. This last one, who is most obviously my supervisor, there's not a question in my mind who this is after they out it themselves. But now they're walking it back because I made a video. They try to intimidate you by making you think that they're something that you want to be. So they made the mistake of thinking that I want to be some kind of commando because I did a video on military martial arts. My interest in military martial arts is as a martial artist. I don't want to be a secret agent, man. I am happy just being a martial artist. And I'm happy being proficient in my ability to protect myself. Now, what's funny about that, though, is they actually went online and looked up, because I asked what their job was in the military. So they actually looked up and posted actual enlisted jobs. I didn't think they'd go that far. But how do I know that they looked it up and that these weren't really their jobs and they weren't really in the Army? Because when I told them to out me, because that's the other thing, they want you to think that they know where you are, they know what you're doing, they know who you are, they talk to the members of your family, they want you to think that, but they don't. So how do I know they're just Googling random crap? Now they have said things that are in my paper mental health record, so I know it's somebody that has access to my paper mental health record, as well as they've mentioned things in other people's personnel files that work there. So I know it's somebody that has access to people's personnel files that works there. Okay, so that's how I definitely know it's somebody from my former employer, somebody of a high rank that's at my former employer. And now they are desperately trying to make me think they're someone they're not. But how do I know they're just Googling random crap? Well, they told me that my brother and my cousin, who I'm assuming they assume was my sister. She's not my sister. I have not had much contact. My uncle and my father, like my father's brother and him, did not get along at all, okay? Primarily because my father was a degenerate. So how it works is I've had virtually zero contact with either of my cousins. But they named her, they go, her name, I don't want to leave her name out. Like I said, she's an estranged cousin. It's in the comments sections. People can see it. But she's my estranged cousin. Supposedly her and my brother are ashamed of me. And, with my brother that might be true, but he has a lot of things in his own personal life to be ashamed of, especially with some of the stuff I've done for him. I've done quite a bit for him at my own expense, and I don't think he gives two thoughts of that, two thoughts towards everything I've done for him, period. So if anybody needs to be ashamed between my brother's relationship and mine, it's my brother, because he fleeced me. As for my cousin, I've had virtually zero contact with that girl my whole life. Virtually no contact. Period. None. I mean, I've seen her a couple times at Christmas, at Thanksgiving, at Easter, just at my grandparents' places where the two families, my family and my uncle's family, would get together and we'd see each other for the holidays, for the big Christian holidays, and Thanksgiving, primarily Christmas and Easter, and that's it. That's the only times I really saw her. I saw her maybe twice at my grandparents where we hung out together with my other cousin, and that's not a frequent occurrence with me. Or you know what I mean. So to assume my presumption is that they assumed that she was my sister. In reality, this girl probably doesn't think about me at all. She probably doesn't even know I exist, let alone care enough that I exist to be ashamed of anything about me. So that's the truth there. I guarantee that she does not even think about me on a daily basis, much less is ashamed of me. My brother, more or less the same thing, except he's a frickin' sociopath. So, I mean, what he thinks doesn't really bother me very much. So randomly Googling stuff is how they get a lot of the information. And that's what people don't understand. You can get a whole lot of information by randomly Googling people with free searches. It's ridiculous. And then if, like, Antifa's done it to me a couple times where they actually pay for the in-depth search, where they like to find out where I live, who I am, what have you. So what's the difference between me and, say, one of these flying monkeys, these people that use fake names and hide behind their fake persona on the internet? Well, one of the primary differences is I am who I say I am. My name, James Robert Clark III, is my name. I don't hide anything. I don't make up a fake persona. And people might go, well, that's crazy with the stuff you say. Aren't you afraid? Let me put it this way. Because the person wanted to try and intimidate me by saying they were in combat and I don't know anything about anything, which was a very pathetic impersonation of somebody that's a veteran. But the truth of the matter is, I know I'm extremely proficient in taking care of myself. I'm very confident in my ability to take care of myself if things happen. If something happens to me that I can't control, there's nothing I can really do about that. But the point of the flying monkey is to make you feel insecure in yourself, in your surroundings, and in your own thoughts, to make you second guess and triple guess and quadruple guess what you think. But I know who you are. And that's the bottom line. There's nothing you can do, no lie you can cook up that's going to change that.